could you ever foresee that a 15-year-old kid that you met in 1982 was going to grow up to be Steven Spielberg screenwriter? Right. I mean, that's like the odds of that are 1 in billions. Right. And then for that same person to come back and look for his old friends and then decide to make a movie that is a spectacular movie. Right. I mean, all these things are unsurmountable odds against it, right. But it's a miracle, right. And miracles don't happen halfway. It's either a miracle or it is not. Mm-hmm. And this is a miracle, and it's going to go all the way. I mean, that was my first. I mean, that's my hopeful way of thinking. Mm-hmm. But quite honestly, the second Sasha said, "I'm going to make a movie," everything came to me. It's like as if I saw my life flash before my eyes, mm-hmm. And now it's on the screen. But that's another story. Right. But to me, I came to realize that everything I'd done and been through mm-hmm. was for this focal point, right. For this end, for this part of the cycle. Yeah. That all I did was built the story for the last 30 years, right. And we needed to stay obscure mm-hmm. for a number of different reasons. Number one, to never be perceived as a sellout, right. And number two, so that this movie could possibly happen. Brings up anything different, and nothing would have worked out like this way.
You mentioned the word sellout because this is interesting to me. Was there a point back within the 30 years where you guys are, eating breakfast together and you're like, you know what? If we just had a pop song, if the hook was there, if the chorus was different.
Okay, but during the
maybe
period,
more like have a real label do that, promote your band possibly, but not that.
There was never questions about the writing,
No. Let me clarify something. When we had this big time manager dude involved, that's what he was pressing for, mm-hmm. And that almost dismantled the band. Yeah. From my perspective, because I don't want to know about that shit.
Yeah, but we had Metal on Metal in '82, which was a radio hit, and we didn't have a label to get it where it really belonged back in its day. So we've always had the right material, just not the right people to put it there.
What are the thoughts in the industry today? Do you find it interesting that it's taken a rockumentary style film, right, to get people turned on to a band that a lot of people like ourselves had never heard about, really, but it's taken a film, right, to get people.
Well, that's particularly now in this point in history, mm-hmm. That would be the only thing that could bring a band out. Mm-hmm. How are you going to make it with 10 billion bands right. recording with their computer in their living room?
Right. How do
you discern what's good, what's bad? How does anybody find out about that stuff? Certainly not just by having a MySpace site.
Well, what do you tell? A singer-songwriter, a young metal band comes up to you guys on the street. It's like, listen, we're one of a million bands on a MySpace page, right? You guys have a film about yourselves. These guys don't. What do you tell these guys?
Good luck.
Yeah. It was the music. It was the music that got this movie made to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, you have to understand that it was made by a fan, right?
Right.
It's not like it's like, oh, you guys are a commercial success, now Paramount Pictures came in and made a movie. No, we made an impression on people with our music, particularly this 15-year-old English headbanger who grew up to be a screenwriter. Mm-hmm. We never stopped, and that's part of the equation here too, is the fact that we've always had a loaded gun. We are always in the midst of either creating, recording, or touring, and never stopped. Hi, this is Lips from Anvil. You're watching Rockerazzi, yeah.